I want to show you all my latest gardening toy. It's for making worm compost. It's called a Worm Factory. I bought it online from a company called wormswrangler.com. There's also wormwranglers.com, but they don't sell these. This is the factory that makes them. And the whole thing here, they have like two different parts that are molded out of plastic that are used for several different purposes. This is a lid. When they originally made these, they just had a flat piece of plastic on the top. And this is also, see, they drilled some holes in there for aeration on the top. This is also what catches the worm tea at the bottom. I'll show you that here in a second. But that's one piece that they have made out of plastic. And these tubs are multi-purpose. See, these are all exactly the same tubs all the way to the bottom. At the bottom, down here, well, let me show you what this is. See, this is what I mean. Some of the worms fall down through, not too many. They make this worm goo. It's called worm tea that I can strain off later. And this is the exact same thing as the lid on the top, only it's turned upside down, and it's a collection deal. And the bottom here is the same as this one here, except it's got air holes cut out on the side for ventilation. And then on the very bottom, there's like two in each corner. There's a what do you call that? Wing nut and a nut. So there's like two different types of pieces, and everything else is just using it for different uses. Now I'm going to pick these worms out of here, put them in where there's food, and see, you're not supposed to keep these worms at a temperature above 85 degrees, and even if it's 90 degrees or 100 degrees out here, it doesn't get that hot in the worm bin. So this is how you feed them. The first one here goes in over the top of the drain pan here. One goes in over the top of the drain pan. You fill that up with this coconut coir that they give you, and I think that's what it's called. And I just took newspaper and eggshells and stuff from my compost bin and made up a bedding for them. Now I put all my worms in there, and then I filled this one up about half full, and they move up from the bottom into here or back down to the bottom depending on the moisture level and temperature and all that stuff. So let me put this all back together. See, there's my bottom one that's full. Most of the worms are in it. Then this second one makes contact with that bottom one. Now my next box that I put in here, one of these, or the rest of these, don't make direct contact with that, so the worms won't pass up until I fill this up and they've composted it all. Let me see if I can find some worms in here. Yeah, see them? There's a bunch of them. There's lots. There's like a couple thousand in this box. And they're doing a pretty good job, even though they're just getting started. They've only had them for a few days. Maybe since last Wednesday. It's Monday now. And look at this. There's always a few climbers that make their way up to another box when they're really not ready to or don't need to. I'll scrape them loose and put them back in that bottom one. I don't know why they do that, but they do. I guess those worms would be what you call loners, you know. They wanna be alone. So there, I've got another box. This one is called, this is 7 tiers, and it cost like it was under $80. Well, then the shipping was $10 or so, I think. So yeah, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes, the worm casting thing. Okay, so it's 5, not 7. I'm wrong. They make them 3, 4, and 5. This is a 5. This is the deluxe model. And it's amazing how what didn't start out as a roof here started out as a drain pan. Works perfectly as a roof.